Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into something called the questions experience. It's a concept, a framework really, aimed at helping people, teams, even whole organizations make some big shifts. And the thing that immediately grabbed us, the core idea from their stuff is you're not lost. You're just asking the wrong questions. Just think about that for a second. It totally reframes challenges, doesn't it? Instead of chasing answers, maybe we need different questions.
Oh, absolutely. It's such a powerful statement because it cuts right to an assumption we all kind of make, right? We think, okay, problem here, need the answer, but maybe the way we're even thinking about the problem, the questions we're asking ourselves, maybe that's the bottleneck.
Exactly. The limit isn't the solution. It's the question itself.
Right. And the questions experience, it's not just about asking, smarter questions. It's more about realizing that the right question that can unlock potential you didn't even know was there personally or, in your team. And it stems from this really foundational belief they mentioned that everyone has the power to create the life they desire.
Ah, okay. So it's about empowerment, finding your own agency through better questions, not just fixing problems.
Precisely. It's about agency.
That makes sense. It's a shift from just finding an answer to finding the right question. The power isn't external. It's an internal shift. So, okay, how do they actually, put this into practice? They seem to have mapped out two pretty distinct journeys or paths, because asking better questions might look different if you're, say, a CEO versus someone figuring out their next career move.
Right. Context matters.
So first up, there's what they call the corporate path. This is aimed at people representing a team or an organization. Think leaders, entire teams, companies. They mention nonprofits, leadership groups, even HR departments. Basically, anyone focused on improving culture, communication.
Performance,
exactly. And the key idea here, which sounds simple, but maybe isn't always easy. When people feel heard, they perform.
Yeah, it sounds obvious, doesn't it? But how do you make people feel genuinely heard? That's the tricky part. The questions experience seems to focus on designing conversations, specific ways of interacting that let those hidden things surface.
Hidden things? Like what?
Well, like unstated assumptions everyone's making, or fears nobody's voicing, or maybe even strengths the team isn't leveraging. They suggest using targeted questions to bring that stuff out. Imagine like a team that's stuck, maybe pointing fingers.
Okay.
The usual wrong question might be, whose fault is this? But a right question, guided by this approach, might be more like, what blind spots did we collectively miss that got us here? Oh, wow. That completely changes the conversation.
Right. It shifts it from blame to shared understanding. And that opens the door for actual collaboration, maybe even some innovation.
That's a great example. It really shows how one question can just flip the script. So that's the organizational side. But what about individuals? They have a path for that too, right? For people saying, I'm here for my personal growth.
Yes, exactly. The individual path. And this is tailored for anyone feeling, maybe a bit stuck, or facing a big decision, or just wanting a deeper conversation with themselves, really.
So not therapy, but structured self-inquiry.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just, trying to figure it out on your own, this process guides you to ask yourself questions that help identify your core values, maybe challenge old stories you tell yourself.
Unexamined narratives, yeah.
Exactly. To get that clarity that's often just out of reach. It's about tapping into your own wisdom, not someone else telling you what to do. Think of it like being guided to find the questions that light up your path. Right. Less advice, more.
Yeah.
Facilitated self-discovery through questioning.
Precisely.
Okay, so we've got the what's is focus on questions. We've got the who organizations and individuals. And we've kind of touched on the how conceptually. It definitely sounds like more than just a quick workshop. It seems like a structured process built on quite a deep idea.
Yeah, they also seem to have like other elements supporting this. The source mentioned things like a process, events, even virtual sessions for individuals and couples.
Ah, right. And facilitators, testimonials, partners. It looks pretty comprehensive.
Suggests a whole ecosystem around this core idea.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive then, the main takeaway from the questions experience seems to be this really profound potential hidden in just asking different questions. Whether it's for you personally, trying to get unstuck, or for your team trying to work better together. The biggest changes might start just by changing the inquiry.
Shifting the question.
It really brings us back to that quote that hooked us. You're not lost. You're just asking the wrong questions.
Yeah. And maybe, connecting this to the bigger picture for everyone listening. Think about a challenge you're facing right now, big or small. What if, before you jump to solutions, you first tried to identify the wrong questions you might be asking about it?
Like questioning the question itself.
Exactly. What if instead of, say, asking, why is this project failing, you asked, what definition of failure are we operating under here? Or instead of, why can't I stick to this habit, maybe asked, what need is the current habit fulfilling, even poorly?
That could definitely shift your perspective.
It really could. It might lead you to some unexpected insights or solutions in your work, your relationships, anywhere, really, just by changing that initial lens.
A powerful thought to leave things on. And for anyone listening who might be curious and wants to learn more about the questions experience directly, we found some contact details in the source material. There's a phone number, 403-831-9720.
Okay, 403-831-9720.
Yep. And also an email address, info@thequestionsexperience.com.
info@thequestionsexperience.com.
Got it. So there you have it, a deep dive into the power of asking the right questions. Thanks for joining us.